If I can believe the powers that be, we have indeed gone live. Hello out there, everybody. Welcome to Folk You. This is a singer-songwriter round robin that has been going on in the greater Chicagoland area, and it truly is the greater Chicagoland area since we have people in particular coming from out of state tonight. But for 21 plus years, we're in the middle of our 21st year, which is kind of amazing. I suppose when I started this, I thought this would be nice to have this going on for a while, but you hit those milestones, 5 years, 10 years, and just after a point, I think it just sort of stops making sense. But 21 years, it's still my favorite thing to do every month. So I'm really pleased tonight to have Donna Frost and David Ford Lykins with me. Both of these fine singers and songwriters have not been back at Folk You in a while, and because of us migrating to online at the onset of the pandemic, it's allowed me to actually reach out to people who would normally have to, depending on the night we were on, we've been on Fridays for a long time. If they were coming through town, it would be great to have them back. But I've been reaching out to people who are not necessarily in town and seeing if they can play. David is from the greater Chicagoland area, so he is no stranger to the stages here. But again, Donna is coming to us from the wilds of Tennessee, so wonderful to have you both here. Let me just give a quick spiel about what my idea of a round robin is. I think anyone tuning in is not going to be surprised to hear that phrase. But so a round robin is an opportunity for singer-songwriters to get together, play original material. It can be stuff that they wrote on their own or that they co-wrote, and they play mini sets. So in this case here tonight, everyone's going to play 3 different times. So if someone's tuning in a little bit later, they'll still be able to catch you. I'm going to start. Donna will be in the second place position, and David will be third. And then, of course, it cycles around again. And I think that's fairly straightforward. Did I botch that, Donna? David, do you think that was kind of the
You're
meat
fine.
and potatoes?
Yeah.
Thought it was perfect.
Yeah, I think I'm probably I'm probably angsting over it too much. So so I will cease doing that very thing, and I will start performing here. Donna, we will see you soon. David, see you soon-ish, and happy to have you both here tonight.
Thank you.
All right. Both of them, I think I say this at the beginning of every show. Both of them are probably relieved to get a moment to, unofficially catch their breaths and get ready to go. And there might be some gremlins in the works here. I mean, I hope not. I think I was thinking that there were gremlins in the works that weren't really there, but we'll certainly find out. So yeah, 21 years. Sounds like a guitar. And again, my favorite thing to do every month, we started doing the online shows a couple months into the pandemic, because for the first couple months there, I just was, I didn't know what to do with myself, which I think is not surprising at all. And so I was talking with David and Donna, and trying to get back to in-person shows, which I hope to by the fall. And I'll certainly announce that when it's going to happen. But in the meantime, I've really enjoyed this opportunity to do these online shows. It certainly gives you a chance to go back and review your performance later, a little different from someone, taping you at a live show, I think. And also just, working in a much more intimate way, actually, even than the normal setup would be on stage. So I hope it's helped me out. I wish I'd written more songs during this period, but I am going to play a brand new one at some point tonight. But I'm going to start here with a song by a band I'm in called The Injured Parties. And the original version of it was on this album here, which was our first one, Fun with a Purpose. Getting that reflection on there. And at one point, fairly recently, well, this is a song that I used to play a lot acoustically, and then the band would always play it. And then at one point, we kind of the band sort of moved it out because we had new stuff that we wanted to play. And then I stopped playing it as much at the Folk Yous and acoustic shows. But then during the last couple years, I revisited it and I did something that I certainly think is fine. It's just not something that, I mean, aesthetically, I think is fine, but not something I usually do, which is that I added more verses to the song. And I kind of like it again now. It's not like I disliked it, but it feels different. It feels different for me. So if you're hearing it for the first time, hope you like it. If you hear it and you're familiar with it, I hope you like what I have done with it. It's called American Comfort. Hummer does 95 down the highway I will drive. Me a ticket and I will pay. Drive my Hummer another day. American comfort, take me away. American comfort, get out of my way. My satellite dish gets Chinese news, Brazilian sports and African cartoons. I don't understand a single word. Many of the languages that I have heard. American comfort, globally preferred. American comfort, giving you the bird. Got a closet full of guns. Last time I looked, there were 21. And down in the cellar on the wall, there ain't enough space to hold them all. American comfort, armed to the teeth. American comfort, don't tread on me. I think for myself so I don't vote, dwelling in fear of being woke. I'd rather doze with pleasanter dreams, holding the lips with their CRT schemes. American comfort, I think therefore I am. American comfort, inflamed by GOP scams. When I retire at 75, I look back at my life, playing stocks and having drinks. There umbrellas on the golf lanes. American comfort wrapped up in me. American comfort, American comfort stays. American comfort, American comfort, American comfort, American comfort. Thank you. I see some phantom applause from my cohorts tonight. That's very nice of you. So yeah, that is American Comfort from the first Injured Parties album, and you know, it had 3 verses originally. I added 2 more to it. Yeah, and you know, I guess it got more, you know, outrightly political. I don't know. I gotta spring it on the band and see what they think. They haven't heard it yet, but yeah, it seemed like the thing to do. So speaking of politics, I have a song here. I will not say the title of it because it'll become very apparent, not being coy. And this was written before a recent decision. I'm trying to be vague so that people aren't racking their brains out there to figure out, well, what the song's about ahead of time. But something changed drastically, and this was written beforehand. And sometimes you can do something like that, write a song or, write a short story, poem, whatever. And then, everything changes. But in some ways, I think nothing has changed, certainly not in regarding the point of view of the song itself. So it's not been recorded yet. It's not earmarked for this. Injured Parties has a new album that we're hoping to start recording soon. This is not earmarked for the album. Not that I don't think it could be. It's just not one that we're going to do. So maybe an upcoming solo thing, or maybe only here. We'll see. But hope you like it. Here we go. Been a contender, Marlon Brando said famously when I saw him in the street. He gave the whole speech for me, and Marlon got me thinking of everything I could have done, the cancers I would have cured, the Nobel Prizes to be won, but I was aborted. I was aborted, so there you go. All you liberated ladies with your bodies and your choices, silencing the plaintive cries of the pro-life voices. Every fetus is a genius that just has to be born to solve the world's problems, like atheism, communism, and porn. But I was aborted. I was aborted. I was aborted. So there you go. Don't take this the wrong way. I'm not trying to complain. I've got things pretty good. up here on the astral plane. As is said to Abraham Lincoln, Abe, the afterlife is pretty sweet. If I'd never been aborted, we wouldn't have had a chance to meet. But I was aborted. I was aborted. I was aborted. So there you go. My neighbor's a clinic bomber. He's got a quite nice spread. God would never punish him for making those doctors dead. He had a higher calling. He did what he did for me. And now we're sipping Mai Tais for all eternity. 'Cause I was aborted. I was aborted. I was aborted. So there you go. I was aborted. I was aborted. I was aborted. So there you go. Hey! Wow!
Hello.
So, I don't want to put you on the spot. You know, should I not be playing that song anymore? Is it lost in the ether?
Oh no,
I could be asking for trouble here. You're going to take a. Should I never have played it?
I
like.
It's all toy. It's all. Don't put me on the spot.
I'm not going to put you on the spot. I shouldn't have done that.
No, I mean, you know, hey.
Maybe I think that's the best you can. Hey, I think that's the best you can say. Yeah, I mean, it's like, but I mean, in the abstract, you can agree with me though that sometimes you'll write something and it's like the world changes around you.
Yeah.
What do you do with? Do you kind of like move on? You're very prolific. I mean, do you move on? Do you like come back? Does it depend on the song?
Good question, because you know, a lot of things that I've written about lately had to do with the pandemic, and then I've dealt with my mother's illness and losing her. And of course, I've written songs about that, and just I think whatever's happening, I write about at the time. You know, Bruce Springsteen says, "Write about what you know."
Yeah.
And so as I grow older, it's just like whatever's happening in life in the world right now. I'm older now, so there's a lot of songs that are kind of reflective or looking back. Or of course, I'm going through grieving and then things like that. So, but then just whatever hits me, they come from my heart. They come at the right time, I guess. I just kind of write my way through whatever I'm going through.
Yeah. No, well, that's a good thing to do. I mean, sometimes people, maybe erroneously, although I wouldn't disagree, think of songwriting as being cathartic, as being therapeutic.
It is.
Even in cases where I'm writing like something from the perspective of a persona, I think one can still achieve that, as opposed to just being purely performative. Like I can see somebody doing that where they're completely removed from it. I mean, I find that hard to do, but at one point early on in my development as a songwriter, I felt like I only had to write about stuff that, that was through my own perspective.
Right.
And then, I looked at all the stuff I was listening to and loving, and I was like, they're not necessarily doing that. Why am I limiting myself to that? Yeah. Maybe I was afraid that it would not connect emotionally, or that I couldn't find something there that I could relate to in it. And I mean, I think I got past that, for better or worse. Yeah. But you agree then about the cathartic and the therapeutic?
Oh, it is. I think that writing these songs not only helped me through what I've gone through, but as I play them out and people hear them, it helps them with what they're going through. Because I've had so many people at my shows that have lost their moms, have connected to this first song I'm going to play tonight so much. And then I've got one like Dancing with Bruce, which was a song wrote about Springsteen. I have teenage girls that connect with that because they were bullied. You know, I was bullied in school and made fun of, and so that's what that song kind of addresses, sort of. You know, but I had the big dance with Bruce, and so there are certain songs of mine, and I think they're given to me not only to get me through what I'm going through, but to help other people that are experiencing that as well, because we are all going through stuff. I always say, you know, nobody has the corner on problems or trials or hard times. Everybody has something they're going through. You might not know it because maybe they aren't telling you,
Right.
but I think that the song music, it's cathartic and it heals. It helps me, but it's also, I know it's helping other people that hear it. So.
Well, I couldn't agree more with regarding your stuff. I'm so happy to have you back. I
Thank you.
always love hearing you, and glad you could make it for this. And I think this is a good time to segue to you. You were talking about this next song I'm going to play, so I'm going to like get myself out of here. Looking forward to hearing you, and we'll see you on the next pass.
See you on the next side.
All right.
I might as well show this. This is called The Beautiful Unseen. It's my brand new album. It just went out to 150 Americana stations across the U.S. And the songs I wrote on here with my dear friend Jack Howell. And I'm going to play this first song for you, but it's been getting a lot of airplay. I lost my mom 2 years ago to COVID. And it's been very hard because she was my best friend and number one champion of everything. And this is not a sad song. This is a song celebrating the amazing woman my mother was. And it's called You Gave Me Life. You were the first face that I saw when I came into this world, so young and beautiful. I was your baby girl. You watched me take my first steps, pick me up when I fell down. Your lullabies rocked me to sleep. It was the sweetest sound. You gave me love, gave me strength, gave me reason to believe. Gave me hope, gave me song, gave me all I ever need. But above it all, you gave me life. Gave me life. From the first day of school to guitar recitals and plays, you were always there for me in your very special way. From the dates and breakups, graduation, my first car, marriage to divorce court, playing shows at local bars. Gave me love, gave me strength, gave me reason to believe. Gave me hope, gave me song, gave me all I ever need. But above it all, you gave me life. Gave me life. Gave me life as I knew it, as I live and breathe. Up to now, try to climb the break beyond. I'll carry on, I'll make you proud. Every day I miss you, my best friend. By the grace of God, you'll never again. But until then, you give me love, you Give me strength, give me reason to believe. Give me hope, give me song, give me all I'll ever need. But above it all, you gave me life, 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 gave me life. There you go. You gave me life. That's a single right now. It's been getting a lot of airplay, and we appreciate everybody that plays it. So I believe it. We hear from our loved ones when they're gone. There's always signs, and that's the name of this song. It's called Signs. My mama's signs that I see around the heart-shaped clouds and little notes that come out of nowhere and things. And so I want to share that with you right now. Shape of love, the clouds of love, the breeze you bring me every now and then. Red birds in flight, dreams at night, the halo around the moon shivers my skin. Signs that love never fades at times. Grief is hard to take, but I have never far away from you. Forever you. I found you in my card, a prayer on a card, sending me your blessings from the veil. Mama Frost bouquet on Valentine's Day. From the great beyond, you never fail. Signs that love it never fades at times. Grief is hard to take, but I am never far away from you. Forever you. That love it never fades at times. Grief is hard to take, but I am never far away from you. Forever you. Forever you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hey, David.
Oh, hi. Am I live now?
Yep.
Okay.
You're up, bro.
That was awesome. I was trying to, pick out a little lead here while you were playing.
Oh, cool.
I hope I didn't disturb you.
No, you didn't disturb me at all. Thank you.
Did Larry leave? I don't see.
Larry, are you still there?
I'm here,
Oh,
but
there he is.
I'm gonna be vanished and let you two have a chat. But
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Oh, there might be awkward silence, like if I start doing this.
Tweet, tweet. But anyway, yeah. Well, thanks for playing along with me.
Yeah. Well, thanks for not hearing it.
I would have liked to heard it, really. I'm sure it was really good. I know it had to be.
I just got to find the key. That's all.
Yeah.
Find that root, as they say.
Right.
Okay. Well, I just see myself on here. All right, that's close enough. That's good enough in tune. This first song I'm doing is called Good News, and it's not the title track from my album Blurry White Guy, available on iTunes, Amazon, Barnes and Noble, anywhere you can pick up a CD. Might have to wait a little while, but certainly it's available on iTunes, like everything else. There's no story to this. One of the this just was one of those songs that picked me up by the back of the neck and threw me down in this chair and at my kitchen table, and I think I wrote it in about 15 minutes. And it's just one of my my songwriting heroes are guys like Christopherson, and then there's somebody that a youngster like Donna Frost probably might remember, might not, like Tom T. Hall, who writes a lot of story songs. And that's kind of what this is. Anyway, enough of my yakking. I think I made a home. The couch seems to fit me perfectly. If I lay just right, that spring won't hurt my back too much. And I only need to stay weak and free. If you don't mind, don't ask too many questions. Rather keep the details to myself. Yes, that car out back is really mine, and the paperwork should clear just a spell. Wish I had a job in Kankakee, working at a brake press second shift, stamping little widgets that go into bigger what's-its, 720 times an hour. Don't pretend you're glad to see me, or act like you don't always hear the words. Good news travels just as fast as that does. Bad news always seems to get here first. So you know, could be there's some folks that are looking for me. Could be just misplaced identity. 'Cause that choppy black and white surveillance camera makes every blurry white guy look like me. And so you know, heard about that kid behind the counter. He did not pull through after all. I saw his mother crying on the TV. She's the one who had to make that call. Yes, that siren sounds a little closer. there's a fire somewhere nearby. Well, I guess I'll go and wait out on the front porch. Mommy, I can't stand to see you cry. Don't pretend you're glad to see me. Yeah, don't pretend you're glad to see me. Act like you don't always feel the words. Good news travels just as fast as bad does. But I know bad news always seems to get here. Bad news always seems to get here. Bad news always seems to get here first. Oh, hey, Rich. This song here, next one, I wrote this probably about 1981 or so. Started on it anyway. And I had missed going to Vietnam. I was in the military. Missed going to Vietnam by that much, by a few months. And I was talking to a fellow who was Mexican American, and he had told me, and he had served. He was in the shit, as they say, and he had told me that the majority of Medal of Honor winners in Vietnam were of Mexican descent. I've never looked that up to know if that's true. It wouldn't surprise me. But anyway, I decided to write a song with that kind of central character. Crazy Jesus sung around Frank's town. Walked around with both you for a crutch. Used to make the most incredible bank shots. Never brag about it all that much. Jesus lost a foot back in the last one. So he thought he left some of his soul behind. In between the sickness and the sadness is where Jesus had lost his mind. He had 2 black shirts, 1 good pair of jeans. Yeah, but he had himself a real fine looking ride. Ragtop 67 Buick with a trick red paint job. Wheels from the Riviera painted on the side. Lived from day to day on disability. And the part-time job washing dishes helped him stay. On the 3rd bar stool from the left at Frankie's Tavern. When he got real drunk between the pool games, you could hear him say, "Way to pain, way to sin, carry that weight around, oh, gravity, 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 gravity." I remember the last time I saw Jesus. Hey, told me you'd been having some real bad dreams. There's fire and blood raining down on the fields, and it still had two good legs. And a trick red devil screaming greetings from the Riviera. Left that night, but he never made it home. The Lord just took that for a stand. Yeah, caught him out on a back road, doing 90 miles an hour. Cheated out the devil for his rent. Raising glass to hazes down at Frankie's. Left us all a lasting memory. He was the baddest one-legged Chicano down at Frankie's. In our hearts, we really couldn't see. Weight of pain, weight of sin, carry that weight around, Lord. Gravity, 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 gravity. Gravity always. Oh, shucks. Thanks.
Now you can hear the real applause there instead of the little phantom applause from down below. Sounds great.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. And I have to say this too. I know Donna's listening. She's in the green room right now, but I didn't want to. I hated to do that like kind of hard cut, that occurred when you and she were up there, and I was just trying to get a read for things and see what you seemed like you were ready to go.
Yeah.
I felt it. But man, it's good to hear your stuff again. What have you been up to, David?
Well,
maybe that's a loaded question too. So feel free to answer that how you want.
I musically, I just kind of got out of it. I was, without getting into a whole lot of detail, kind of life got in the way, and then I
sounds
started,
surprising. Not yeah.
And guitars were collecting dust, and I just started playing again. And actually, if you heard me say, "Hey, Rich," because I see he texted here. I got this in my head. I just started doing like cover versions, and I started getting into old British invasion music. And so my friend Rich and we put together something called Radio Caroline, which is named after the old pirate ship that used to beam rock and roll music into the United Kingdom when the BBC wasn't playing it. So we were doing that stuff, and now I'm doing a lot of. I just started doing open mics again, just playing some of my old stuff, but playing a lot of that, just early pop songs, which I used to play a lot of country. I grew up listening to that, but I also grew up listening to all these great songs by the Hollies and Big Star. I know you're a big Star fan.
Yeah. And Donna just gave you,
yeah, and just falling in love with that kind of pop music that's really good, and it's and recognizing the talent that goes into it, and how to construct a song like that. So I've been doing that. I've been playing a lot of cover music, a lot of copy other people's stuff.
You play that though. I mean, it really informs your own. I mean, the general you. It can inform. It takes you back when you start to play it, and you remember what you loved about it. And if it's something you had never listened to, again, the general you, that closely, suddenly you're like, wow, you appreciate it in ways that you just haven't before.
Right. And do it in like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I mean, that was like the boundaries of
You got to
early
get
pop
those
music
commercials
anyway.
in. So, yeah.
Yeah, you know, but you know, you mentioned someone like Tom T. Hall and the sort of the story
Yeah.
song, and I mean, I can definitely hear that with you. But I was in the back of my head, and again, you haven't played this in a while, you know, but it's like I always thought you had like a somewhat of a pop flavor, and I'm just like, you know, we really can't see any of us playing the guitars because you know some people they put themselves back for these types of shows. I'm like right up in the screen. It's hard for me to keep my face away from the screen, but so you know. But I hear you like boom, you know, I can hear those slashing kind of power chords there, you know. It takes me back. I mean, certainly before, but I always associate that with Pete Townsend, you know, that like boom, you know, that real
Well,
powerful strum.
that is my hero right there.
No, yeah, no,
Yeah.
he's very influential on me as well. I mean, playing certainly, but also songwriting, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But I can hear that in your stuff. So, I mean, it's interesting to come back and then like to be playing covers. And I shouldn't air quote that again, but sometimes I think, you know, people can be apologetic about that. And not that you are necessarily, but there's, you know, nothing to be apologetic about. It just, it's all good for you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good for the blood.
It's good for me. Yeah.
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 Well, I'm just enjoying hearing you again, and it was really good. That song built, you know, and you really got into it. You could tell.
Thank you.
So I'm happy to have you here. I hope you're enjoying yourself. So
I'm having a good time.
Good. Glad to have you.
Thank you.
Well, then I will stop torturing you with my chatter, and I will take over again. But I will see you again on the next pass, and once again, sounding great. People are spreading the love and the messaging over here, and I look forward to hearing more from you tonight, David.
Thank you.
All right.
Amen. Same here.
Yeah. So, wow, great. First pass is always the toughest in some ways. I mean, for me, but also just to get everybody in, get the flow going, and great show so far. So I'm going to play something that's brand new. I think I referenced this obliquely in the beginning, and I mean, I hope I've got it nailed down enough. Of course, since no one's heard it before, you wouldn't necessarily know whether it was nailed down or not. But it still has that new song smell, and I'm not quite sure what might be added to it or not. But I felt it was done enough that that I could debut it here tonight. And it's called The Royal Coffin, and it's about who you think it might be about, the recent matriarchal departure in the UK. And there were all these people talking about the royal coffin, and that phrase just stuck in my head. And, you know, I approach songwriting from a lot of different angles, but, you know, one tried and true one is writing down things that, wow, that sounds like a good title, you know, and I seem to have success finishing songs, at least, that start from a title, and that's what this one did. So we'll see. It may grow and change over time, and it may end up on this Injured Parties album. You know, we thought we'd already picked all our material, but I'm going to spring this on the guys and see what they think of it next time we get together, which I think is supposed to be next week. So this is a debut, The Royal Coffin. It's so roomy inside, you'll be glad that you died in a royal coffin. With its extra feet, you can sit straight up and eat in a royal coffin. Panels painted with clouds, only angels allowed in a royal coffin. Every night's a perfect rest, everyone will be impressed with the royal coffin. The peasants will be jealous, too embarrassed to tell us they covet the royal coffin. the dirt hits the top, it sounds just like raindrops falling on the royal coffin. Say your goodnight prayers, God will check on you down there in the royal coffin. Snuggled up inside, you'll be happy that you died in the royal coffin. Royal coffin. Royal coffin. No, fight the urge to hit that last chord. So thank you. Felt good to play it. I got into it and I realized there was this other part that I was going to do that I didn't do, and I just decided to leave it out. But I think when I finish this, and this is certainly not an indication of of any ego any ego on my part, but it put me in mind of like classic Kinks stuff. I mean, it's like not much more than 2+ minutes long, and I'm thinking, well, when I bring stuff to the band, I'll bring them songs that are done like this, but then we'll work out an arrangement, and who knows what they're going to bring to it. Could expand the song, could shorten the song. I have some ideas, but I want to see what they're going to bring to it. But it's just, especially when I do that stop and then come back in for the end of the song, and I can almost imagine one of those fast fades that the Kinks were so good at, where you're just kind of on one particular line at the end. I mean, the whole art of the fade is something that I could talk about forever, but for some reason that just made me really think of it. Maybe it's more editorial than I'm imagining, but anyway, felt good to play it. And this set, it turns out, I just realized, is brought to you by the A7 chord, because this next song also features it. Mr. A7 there, for those that don't know. There he is. Sounds beautiful. And this is another one that came from a title. It's called Tornado Tourists. And, I think I was watching the Weather Channel or something, and that phrase came up, and it's not one that I think I hadn't heard before, but I had never really, it hadn't struck me the way it did when I heard it this one particular time and made me write it down. And this is not a new song. I mean, it is one that we're going to do on the next Injured Parties album for sure. We've been working it up arrangement wise, but it just, again, grew out of thinking about this phrase, Tornado Tourists. I love combined words like that. So here we go. Hope you like it. Cruising around in reinforced vans, checking the GPS and Doppler radar scans, blinking through binoculars at a Kansas sky, praying those funnel clouds come twisting by. Severe weather junkies who can't be satisfied by mere thunderstorms when lightning cracks the sky, patrolling the back roads for as long as it takes, kissing the ground in an F5's wake. Tornado tourists sniffing the wind like dogs in heat. They'll they'll be back again. Amateur sleuths of atmospheric events, why go again where they heretofore went? Next time, Nebraska, they're already packed. There isn't a storm they haven't tracked. Tornado tourists sniffing the wind like dogs in heat. They'll be back again. Tornado tourists sniffing the wind like dogs in heat. They'll be back again.
Tornado tourist. Hey, you could have been here
A7,
yesterday, and you would have been in
Donna, of
one.
A7?
Huh?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Yeah. I said if you'd been in Nashville yesterday, you would have been a tornado tourist yesterday.
Oh, did you guys have a tornado?
Well, we had these really bad thunderstorms with the high straight line winds.
Yeah.
80 miles an hour. There were a lot of trees and power lines down everywhere. Thankfully, nothing happened here, but at our house. But we have this stuff all the time up in Nashville. It's crazy.
Yeah, we've had. You probably know recently.
Y'all had it up there.
Yeah, we had a couple, and I live right by the lake, you know, and I think this might be somewhat more prone to tornadoes. Although I don't know when the last time was, if ever, one touched down in the city. I mean, I'm not from here originally, so maybe years ago, but it's always in the surrounding area. I mean, I bet David could speak to this.
Well, in Nashville, they had, it was years ago, there were two that hit back to back downtown.
Oh, Jesus. I remember. I think I remember that. It decimated one strip of downtown, right?
Yeah, it did. It was like around 1998, I think.
Oh,
but
boy.
Yeah, it was crazy, you know. I wanted to go back to something David said a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
About the cover songs.
Yeah.
You know who Phil Oakes was?
Yes.
His sister.
Someone who in some ways does not get enough appreciation, I think.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, his sister, Sonny, is a friend of mine. And I've played some shows for her in years past, and she has been so diligent in keeping his memory alive. But she told me something. She goes, anytime you are playing your shows, when you're out playing your own music, make sure you include something by somebody that influenced you, so people know where it came from. You know, where your music comes from, who influenced you. Be sure to share that. You know. So I do that.
And, you know, it's interesting because part of my little spiel for this is usually, and I said as much in the beginning, like, you know, it's all original material. And then the sets are so short that one of my few rules for this is that no covers. People have snuck them in the past a couple times, but it's not for lack of love of the covers. In fact, it's really interesting when you see somebody and you see what they choose to cover. Because it does speak so much to, it may not even be something where you're like, oh, I totally expected that from them. In fact, what's often more startling is when you're like, oh, of course they would love that, you know, and you just hadn't put it together. And you hear them play it, and it's just like, you know, that other element opens up to the music, to their music. And, you know, I think you can have that experience with someone whose music you don't even know that well. You're watching them, you're listening to them, enjoying it, and then suddenly they'll play a cover, and it's like, the same kind of thing, of course. So, I mean, I kind of miss that opportunity here, but you know, given that the sets are shorter, I want to hear the original.
Me too. But I wanted to share that because when I do a full blown show, I'll throw in something that means something to me. And usually I always visit Skeeter Davis because she was a big influence on me, and I sang with her the last 8 years of her life. And she was a big part of my life, and so I always pay homage to her in a big show, and because she really was a big influence on me.
Well, I will let you get to it. You
All
sounded
right.
great the first pass,
Thank you.
you know, I'll just be effusive each time, but I'll say again, I'm so glad you could make it, and you're sounding
I
great.
really appreciate the invitation. This is fun, and it's so good to see you again. I hope I get to see you in person.
Yeah, well, we'll do that next when we get to the place unnamed, which we're not going to talk about. You know, when we get back to the in person. Yeah, exactly. Nicely done. Then we'll have you back for the in person show.
Would love that. I look forward to it. But I'm glad to be here tonight.
I'm
And I
glad.
wanted to share some more songs from my new album, The Beautiful Unseen. Jack and I wrote this one. Of course, we wrote the whole album. This song is called If It Were You. And I do a lot of outreach programs with my music. I wear a lot of hats. You can see on my website what all I do, donnafrost.com. But one of the things I do is I play over at Room in the Inn in downtown Nashville for the homeless community. And Room in the Inn does great work for our homeless friends, and I play for them. And we have so much fun. In fact, I'm going to be over there Wednesday morning. And but this song is about a couple of my friends over there at the shelter. Met a man today, he was following a dream. Found an open door, lost his self-esteem. The walls around him, sleeping in his sky. The crowd told him not to hope, someday he could fly. What would you do if it were you? Would you give it up or see it through? Nothing lasts forever, tomorrow is brand new. What would you do if it were you? Made a friend tonight at the shelter downtown, trying to get on with life after the world had knocked her down. She'd been sick for weeks, it was touch and go for a while. A job, no home, on the street alone, the pain was in her smile. What would you do if it were you? Would you give it up or see it through? Nothing lasts forever, tomorrow is brand new. What would you do if it were you? Anything can happen any time at all. Anywhere you wander, anyone can fall into. Deeper than the ocean blue. What would you do if it were you? Would you give it up or see it through? Nothing lasts forever, tomorrow is brand new. What would you do if it were you? What would you do if it were you? Anything can happen anytime at all. Anywhere you wander, anyone can fall. Anything can happen, anytime at all. If it were you, something to think about. And this next song I'm going to play for you is from the album too. Jack and I wrote this, and if my brother Andy's watching, I'm going to send this out to him. It's his favorite song of mine, and this is called Lila. That's how my nephew Blake sings. She always ends up staying late. She never thinks twice about it. A classic smile and a drunk for a date. She's beginning to doubt it. Always coming up short on change anyway. Lila, 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 lay your burden down. You don't need this town. It ain't no good for you. Lila, 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 lay your burden down. You don't need this town. Never crossed her mind to leave till she looked back at herself. She had to learn how to believe in the grace of God in her living hell. She never could admit to being caught in the trap everywhere. La 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 la, lay your burden down. You don't need this town. It ain't no good for you. La 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 la, lay your burden down. You don't need this town. La la. Gotta have to lay on the bed if you make anywhere. La 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 la, lay your burden down. You don't need this town. It ain't no good for you. La 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 la, lay your burden down. You don't need this town. Welcome. You don't need this town. La la. La 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 la. There we go.
Yay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That was nice.
Thank you. Are you playing along?
No, not that time.
Okay.
Sorry, we'll go back and we'll do it again.
I would like that.
Yeah. Thanks for mentioning Phil Ox, by the way. That's yeah, you're right. A lot of people don't know who he is. I had a friend of mine when back in the olden days when I was doing the coffee house circuit, and he had turned me on to a lot of those, the Greenwich Village guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Larry just did his hard cut. All right, awesome. Now I got a couple of love songs here. Some of one love song, one sort of love song. This first one I wrote for my wife Tammy. She might be watching now. I don't know. She was born on Valentine's Day, which makes it easy for me to remember her birthday and Valentine's Day. We also got married on the 4th of July, so I've kind of I like to combine my my holidays that way. Anyway, I some time ago I did this thing where I you could send your songs into professional songwriters and A&R guys, and they would critique your song. And there's a phrase in here I start out with, and it's called snowflake tunnel vision. And I wrote this. I started putting the song together as I was driving home from a gig one night, and it was just crazy snow, and you know how your headlights just hit that swirling snow, and you're just driving through this complete vortex of white. And that's what I meant by snowflake tunnel vision. And I don't know if this person, there might have been from Florida, they were like, we have no idea what kind of esoteric thing you're writing about with this snowflake tunnel vision and all that. So that's when I realized they were just as full of shit as everybody else, as the rest of us. Anyway, this is called The Day After Valentine. This snowflake tunnel vision is gonna give me a heart attack. Should have changed them wiper blades a long time ago. Ran out of fluid about 60 miles back. But I've got 2 tires with some tread left. One's in front and one's in rear. So I stay close to this truck as it throws the snow up. Helps keep my windshield clear. It's the day after Valentine's Day. My day after Valentine. Showing up late and several dollars short. Hoping still be mine. My day after Valentine. It's the day after Valentine's Day. Hoping you'd still believe I'm gonna be there right by your side on the day after Valentine's Eve. So I wrote a song for you, but I left it in my shirt. And I sweat so hard that I washed words away on the day before Valentine's Day. So baby, it's the wrong time. Maybe it's just too late. Maybe I'm just a little boy gluing secrets on a paper plate, saying, "No, won't you be mine?" My day after Valentine. My day after Valentine. Okay. That was one song. Here's another. Let me loosen up the pipes here. This is just water, by the way, as far as you know. There's a suitcase in the hall again, purse on the floor, and just air and common sense between you and the door. Now we've had enough practice, so I know that there's more when you give me that look with your hand on the door. That's when you tell me to stay. I had more love to share. A woman has needs, and a man on her head. Then you said something, but I lost track, I know. So here's your love song, take it and go. Here's your love song, I finally wrote one for you. Any good love song, none of it's true, except for the heartache that I'll never show. Here's love song, take it and go. It's a love song to tell you there's no reason to stay. Take your round trip ticket and throw half away. Now your cab's out there waiting. I got a game on TiVo. Here's your love song, take it and go. Here's your love song, I finally wrote one for you. Any good love song, none of it's true, except for the heartache that I'll never show. So here's your love song. Yeah, here's your love song. Yeah, here's your love song. Take it and go. Yeah, thank you.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
I especially like that whistling.
That's what the water's for. I had to wet my whistle.
Yes, I have water too,
Yeah.
right here for you, to you, sir, to you.
Back at you.
You know, this is like, for what it's worth, I really am not a super whistler. You know, whenever I hear whistling in a song, it reminds me of my dad, who was like the world's worst whistler.
Oh, really?
So I think I inherited that from him. And it's the kind of thing that would, I mean, I've never tried to be any better at it, I suppose, you know, despite, you know, wouldn't hurt to do it, but his would actually like make the dogs howl. You know, that it was just off key enough, you know, that kind of ability to be just off enough that it was painful. But yours was just beautiful.
Well, I probably shouldn't have ate that box of crackers.
I don't know. The crackers helped. I mean, the crackers certainly didn't hurt. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Is that's recorded or it is, right?
That is on my album,
Yeah.
Very White, available
Does
on
it-
Amazon and iTunes.
Does it have the whistling in it? Or
No, actually, no. Chris Lusinger plays a nice lead on that.
Yeah, yeah.
Or it might have been Pat Flynn from the Newgrass Revival. Pat Flynn. He's one of those guys that I think he's won one of the guitar magazine. He'd won it so many times, you know, flat picking, because he's so good at it that they were we're just going to put you in the Hall of Fame, and then that's it. No Pat Flynn anymore.
Yeah, I wondered if that was like, because, you know, you play enough of these like round robins or songwriter showcases where people will be playing and then they'll go, oh, and then the guitar solo would go here normally, or, you know, the flugelhorn happens here normally. Yeah. And it's kind of like, you know, I wouldn't necessarily know that if they didn't draw attention to it, but that part seemed to just fit with the mood of the song, and you know, the beauty of the whistle totally fit it. So
you understood the mood of the song, then, I'm taking it.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. I mean, I'd love to hear the, you know, and I probably have, listening to your stuff in the past, because it's been so long, you know, but and I've listened to stuff that you've done recording wise, and that sounds vaguely familiar, but I was kind of listening. I'm like, is there whistling on the original version of that? But it just totally works. So nicely done.
Thank you.
You don't want me whistling on your songs though. So let's just make that clear.
Okay.
Yeah. So no asking, no inviting me.
I'm scratching you off the list right now.
Yeah, please do. Please do. Well, once again, thank you so much. Sounded great. One more pass. Looking forward to it. So gather your wits and see you shortly.
I'll be ready. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now I'm going to whistle through this song here. Acapella, Akawissa song? No, that's terrible. All right. So yeah, wow. Nicely done, Donna, David. I have got one more for you. It's another Injured Parties. This is our first album again. I haven't played anything off of the second one tonight, just when I sat down to make the sets. It just, you know, didn't pull anything from it. And then of course there's the newer stuff. This is a song called Zingerman's Deli, which I haven't played in a long time. And it's based on a place in Ann Arbor. I went to college at the University of Michigan, and this place there called Zingerman's Deli. And when the album first came out, it got, you know, a certain amount of airplay, and I got contacted by somebody who criticized very nicely one of the lyrics in the song by saying, oh, you know, they don't serve a veggie melt there. And I responded to them, and see, I hadn't thought about this till just now, actually. And I remember it was just really funny. And I responded to them saying, oh, I know that, I remember, but the veggie melt works for the song, for the rhyme, and just for the general feel of the song. But they said they liked the song, but that they took issue with the veggie melt reference. So let's hold on. You probably can hear that. Yes, Donna's nodding. So I live in Uptown in Chicago. There we go. And I got my window cracked because the weather is just gorgeous here today. It's like 70 degrees today. I'm not a summer heat fan at all, and no humidity here today. I mean, it's going to be bad next week, but so I got the window open, you know, a little bit, but we're right on a main drag, and we get a lot of fire engines. There's a fire department, you know, a local that's not too far from us. And so we're constantly hearing the fire trucks. And of course, it's amazing how you can just get used to that sort of thing, but I become painfully aware of it when I'm trying to do something like this. So I guess I better start before another one comes. But anyway, so this is Zingerman's Deli. cheese from the back. They were out of Swiss, they were low on Jack. The lunch crowd was anxious to sit and eat. Take a number, place your order, and have a seat. He had seen her many times from behind the glass. He liked a double nose ring and he liked her ass. She must be smart, I saw her on a break, reading War and Peace and drinking a milkshake. He was nervous, he was shy. He thought, why would she want to talk to me outside Singerman's Deli? Ah, ah. Well, she noticed the guy every time he came in had the cutest eyes and a dimpled chin. His favorite sandwich was a veggie melt, and deep down she knew exactly how he felt. Well, his friends all heard what was in his heart, and they encouraged him to make a fresh start. His last girlfriend dumped him for a business major, and sometimes she still asked him for little favors. She was busy slicing meat and thought, why would he want to see me outside Singerman's Deli? Ah, ah, yeah. Well, she washed her hands in the bathroom sink and wondered if he'd coming soon and what he'd think, and swore to herself this time she would ask his name instead of saying hi there. Will it be the same? Well, he stood outside in the afternoon sun. His watch told him it was 1:45. He could ask her out today, but maybe she would say no. And then for lunch, where could he go? They were nervous, they were shy. He was fated by destiny, unrequited by Singerman's Deli. They were nervous, they were shy. Their love was fated by destiny, unrequited by Singerman's Deli. Ah, ah, ah,
I was over here
Oh, wow.
bobbing. I was bobbing to the music.
You were enjoying it. Go, thank God.
Yeah, I
Wow.
was dancing over here. Yeah.
Thank you so much. You know, it's funny. I just, you know, the band used to play that song a lot. And then, I mean, I said this about something earlier, and then I
Yeah.
would play it almost always at folk use. And then it just kind of moved out of the set, you know? And then the other day I wasn't even listening to anything in particular. It just like kind of popped back into my head. And I was
Uh-huh.
like, oh, you know, wow, I haven't played that in a long time. So I might have been a little
Yeah.
ragged around the edges, but it sure felt good to play it.
Well, you know, I don't know if it, but I guess maybe this holds true for you as well. I tend to, when I write new stuff, I play the newer music, and then the older songs kind of go
Fade,
back in the archives, and then I'll break some out after a while, like you were just talking about,
right?
because you get more caught up in playing the newer things. But then you go, well, that was a cool song. I need to bring it back, you know, like you did. And see,
Yeah, I
good
mean,
thing.
I think it's good that we keep going forward. You know, you want to
Yeah.
be focusing on what's your favorite thing? It's always the thing you're working on now, you know,
Right.
or the
Right.
thing that you're about to work on. Because I'm talking about we're
Uh-huh.
going to do this new album, and it's kind of like, you know, I'm already like chomping at the bit to go beyond that, right? But yeah, then these things will get left behind, and certain. I'm not even sure what made me think of the song. Like I said again, it wasn't anything I read or anything. It just kind of popped into my head. And I was like, oh my God. And so, well, I'm glad you liked it. Had you heard that before? I know this is going back.
I don't know, but I think I might have, but I was just over here.
Yeah.
I wanted to dance. I was getting ready to jump out here on the floor and
move
around a little. I was bopping in my seat.
That is high praise indeed. I appreciate it so much.
You're welcome.
So, all right. Well, let you do your thing, and then
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me. I've really enjoyed this, and it's good to be here.
Oh, wow. Well, great. And like I said, we'll have to do this again soon.
I look forward to it. I'm going to take you up on it.
Oh, for sure. All right.
Oh, thank you, Larry. So for my last song, I've been going through some. My dad's been in the hospital. It'll be 30 days today. He had a stroke on June 21st, and then developed pneumonia. And we've been on this roller coaster for the last 30 days. He's improved a lot. He's come a long way, and so this song is from my Quarantine Sessions Volume 2 album, and it kind of goes with what we're going through right now. But when my mom was alive, when we grew through hard times, she said, you got to press on another day. And I wrote the song after Mama died and put it on this album. And now it's applying to what I'm going through right now, what we're going through with Dad and his battles. So whenever you're feeling down or things are too tough, remember, you got to press on another day. I've overcome the obstacles, they've made me very strong. But lately I can't escape the sadness, I feel I don't belong. It's hard for me to smile, but my heart is full of pain. And I wonder if I'll ever be my old self once again. I remember when my mama used to say, you gotta press on another day. Yeah, you gotta press on another day. Nothing's ever perfect, things always go your way. You make the best of the situation, whether it's good or bad. Remember all those blessings life you had. You gotta press on another day. Now this mountain's to the highest I've ever tried to climb. I'm struggling with my emotions, I need my peace of mind. I'm trying to move forward and face the days ahead. And even though I am hopeful, I still live with fear and dread. I remember what my mama used to say, you gotta press on another day. Yeah, you gotta press on another day. Nothing's ever perfect, things will always go your way. You make the best of the situation, whether it's good or bad. Remember all those blessings, the life you had. You gotta press on another day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember the hard times had before, how we always made it through. Faith and hope and a lot of love, and always staying true. Never compromised our beliefs, they made us who we are. And those lessons that I learned, they carried me this far. I can still hear my precious mama say, you gotta press on another day. Yeah, you gotta press on Nothing's ever perfect. Days always find their way. You like the desperate situation of a good old band, and never all those blessings. Not you have your time. Your song, press on another day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You gotta press on another day. One more time. You gotta press on another day. Like my mama used to say, press on another day.
Oh, sorry, I was playing a blistering lead over there.
Man, I wish I could have heard it.
That was awesome.
I hope we get to do it in person sometime.
Oh, that would be
That'd
awesome.
Great.
Oh, next time you're in town, I'm going to be right up at the front of the stage. I'm going to be so annoying. Really.
You go right ahead. You go right ahead.
I see my wife liked it, and some other people I know seem to like that song. It was awesome.
Thank you, David.
So luckily I'm last because I'm doing it's going to be a lullaby. So if I do my job right, then everybody will just be like, oh, and they'll be ready to go to bed, but not yet. I think it was Townes Van Zandt that said everybody should have a lullaby in their repertoire. So here we go. This is called Slow Circles. This is not on any album. I wrote this a while ago and thought I'd break it out for this. This is a debut of sorts. Sorry, I didn't mean to freak out, but there's a ladybug. It was on my hand. It was on my keyboard before, and I guess it was mad when I flicked it off. Where was I? Oh. Float on, float on, little dreamer, float on. I looked under your bed, in your closets too. As long as you are in my heart, nothing will get to you. Float on, float on, beautiful dreamer, float on. Dream you're in a boat, and I'll row for you. Slow circles round the sleepy lake. You can close your eyes. Float on, float on, beautiful dreamer, float on. Beautiful dreamer, float on. Thank you.
See
Still awake. So
the beautiful thing about being the last in line is that you get the actual stereo applause finally.
Yeah, the stereo.
Excited me. Awesome.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Wow, that was lovely.
Thank you.
Yeah. How appropriate, the lullaby at the end, but also just seems to fit, the length and breadth of the quality of your work tonight, David.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Of course. And Donna, your stuff's, fantastic as always.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think superlatives fail me. I've been tweeting out, for those that are still on Twitter, pictures. And then I think I said incredible at one point. And it's just like, well, I think I just,
I appreciate it.
yeah. I mean, I need to get the thesaurus out, I think.
What's another word for thesaurus?
I think
I don't know.
I sense a song title right there.
That is.
Yeah.
That is a title.
I've had that one in the Rolodex for a while, just waiting for it.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, that's more or less it. I really, I've said it a bunch of times tonight, but it's so great to have you both back, and it's
Thank
like,
you.
Booking this the way that I've been, it just happenstance that I had two people coming back who haven't been on in a long time. And I've been dying to have you both back. So, I mean, it worked out perfectly. I look forward to doing this in person. So I think that's on the radar. We can do this very lineup again in person down the line if you guys are up for it.
Well,
Then
that
we can jam together.
Yeah, of
Yes.
course. You can get the actual David Lykins hot riffs.
I would love it.
Oh no, the pressure's on now.
It is.
Learn how to play guitar then.
I would love it. I think it'd be fun. I look forward to it.
Of course. And do either of you have any? You snuck a plug or two in there, Donna, and you do a million things. But anything else that you wanted to plug really quickly here at the end, or just anything you wanted to say before we all collapse into our personal comas?
Oh, just if you want more information, come visit my website, donnafrost.com. I've got all my CDs for sale, and my brand new one, The Beautiful Unseen. We're really proud of that one. And
you flashed that really quickly, right?
Pardon?
You held it up really fast, right? Oh,
there it
yeah.
is.
There we go.
There it is.
Yeah.
Go that way.
Yeah.
There
I know,
go.
trying to figure this out, right? And then, of course,
there I'm out in the desert. See? Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, hold that up again. Out in the desert.
Oh, yeah. Out in Joshua Tree.
Uh-huh.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. That's where Jack has the studio. But and I'm getting back out on the road some, and of course I'm always playing around in Nashville too. So people can follow me on all my social media and go visit my website. And I look forward to being in Chicago later on in the year.
Yeah, we're gonna work it out.
Yeah.
And David, you don't. Do you have anything on the? Oh, here we go again.
There we go.
Let them take you alive.
It's a busy night, let me tell you. Friday night.
Friday night.
It could be any night, but Friday night, this one seems to be particularly. It's funny. Not to take away from. I was just going to ask or put the focus on David there, but in the song when I was doing it, that ambulance came or whatever at the perfect time in the song. I couldn't have planned it better.
I was going to ask
timing.
Did you grease some palms or something at the?
I had someone call in an emergency. Just they had to time it just right. They know the response time, but and David, you like you said before, you don't have a gig or anything to hype.
The only thing I got coming up again is not until November.
Okay.
I've been playing at of all the places, this distillery in Lake Zurich called Copper Fiddle, and I just walked in and played an open mic, and they were like, "Hey, would you like to do a gig?" And it was supposed to be in August, and they forgot about it. So it's going to be November before I play there.
Well, can hype it now,
I just did, yeah. November.
Yeah, there you did. Yeah, nicely done.
Smooth.
Smooth.
I don't have one of those URLs. Is that what you call them?
URLs. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I thought it was
you need to get one of those.
I probably should. Probably should. See if I can sell some CDs and get back to work.
Well, yeah, I mean, whatever, however we can get some David Ford Lykins, I'm down with it. So
Thank you.
yeah. Well, I think that's it. And I will say it again. Thank you so much for
Thank
carving
you.
out some time to be here tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Let's do it again soon.
Especially with Donna Frost. This is awesome.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
couldn't agree more. So we'll hang out. We're going to officially end the show, but we're going to hang out. You guys hang out for a second. And
Okay.
then we'll be back the third Friday again next month. And then, as I hinted at the beginning, hopefully some in-person shows, maybe on a different night coming up in the fall. And I'll make sure to announce that officially when I've got the word from on high. But otherwise, third Friday next month, we'll be back here. Thanks to the lovely comments from everybody. And David Ford Lykins, Donna Frost, thank you so much. And I'm going to end the broadcast. Thanks to everybody out there. Have a great night and a great weekend.